Hey there guys, what is going on? Sai here and welcome back to another Gran Turismo 7 setup video for the channel. Today guys, we've got our very first revised setup videos. I've done these videos before, which I have now deleted unfortunately because I found those setups to be quite um, not quite all around, I would say. They lacked in a few areas on some tracks and so forth. So I widened my test track band. I've got like literally like 5 to 7 test tracks now that I do my testing on, and yeah, these new revised setups are far superior all around and everywhere else. Obviously, they're not perfect for each and every track, but they have a really good middle ground for you to tweak to a specific track and so forth. So let's go ahead with this SRT Tomahawk X. Now this thing is an absolute monster, as I'm sure you guys already know, and this is a circuit tuned setup, so not top speed or anything like that, wheelies, so forth, nothing too fancy, freaky or crazy with this particular build. It's just focused on making circuit experience, driving this thing around the circuit far more pleasurable than the default setup and so forth. So this car is a lot more stable, less twitchy. I would say you still have to be very careful with the throttle as well. Too much throttle and you will lose all grip to the tires and spin out. And this car does have tendencies to try and lift off as well at at a few like humps, curbs, so forth. Yeah, you will lift off with this car as well and pop a wheelie. So you have to be quite careful to the track and your surroundings when you're driving this car, and that is a very hard task with this thing because this is by far the craziest and fastest thing I've ever driven. But with that said, let's go ahead and jump straight into the setup. So for the setup, as you guys can see, this is the maxed out setup. Everything's fully maxed out, including the tires. I do tune my setups on racing hard so I can get more feel out of the car. But let's go ahead and look at all the each and individual ratios. So for the suspension, you want fully customizable, and for the body height, you want 70 at the front, 85 at the rear. The anti-roll bar is 9 at the front, 10 at the rear. Damping ratio compressions 35 at the front and 36 at the rear. Damping ratio expansion is 45 all around. Natural frequency is 6.35 at the front, 6.40 at the rear. Negative camber stays neutral. Unfortunately, we cannot change those settings there. Toe angle is out 0.05 at the front and in 0.20 at the rear. Moving on to the differential, you're going to go for fully customizable diff, and your initial torque is 5 all around. Then acceleration sensitivity is 10 at the front and 5 at the rear. Braking sensitivity is 60 at the front and 40 at the rear. Can't do anything to the downforce or preset. And ECU and power restrictor all 100, no weight. And for the transmission, I decided to go for normal. You can go whatever you want. I find normal to be pretty much best suited all around, for especially for circuits. Obviously, you can play around with the transmission if you do choose so. Moving down to the parts for the brake controller, you want to set that to +5 all the way to the back. I found that this helps turning into a bend, give you a little bit more rotation towards the bend, and it'd be a little bit less snappy, in my opinion. So give that a try, see how you get on. I'm going to leave you guys now with a reference lap. So take care.